Gather round, everyone, and hear again the tale of Drakfu. Welcome back, everybody. So you'll notice that we didn't start off in Area 52. We actually are all the way back out at Archmage Vargoth's tower. I actually just barely ran the Botanica to get the keystone that we needed for his quest. So let's go ahead and turn that in really quick with Archmage Vargoth, and then we will continue on in our questing efforts. And by the way, happy Black Friday, everybody, especially to those who do actually celebrate Black Friday, go out and shop, and aren't, you know, trying to run over people. Happy Black Friday to you, and hopefully you guys are having a good day. And hopefully a safe day too. I never like to hear the horror stories of Black Friday and all the horrible things that tend to happen on it. So let's go ahead and turn this in with Archmage Vargoth. Did you obtain the keystone? The Archmage's eyes light up when you hand him the stone. Amazing! From what little I've seen of the fate of Farallon, I'm not certain I want to go outside, but it's much better than being trapped here for the rest of my days.
Go with honor.
All right. So with that, I believe we officially free Archmage Vargoth, and that's how he actually shows up in later instances, or not instances, but later expansions. He actually, in Legion, is one of the members of the Kirin Tor, so, or the Council of Six, is what I mean. So at that point, yay, good for you, Archmage Vargoth. And the next thing that we're going to do is I'm going to do a quick magic cut while we head back to Area 52 to get some more quests, so be right back. Okay, we are back in Area 52. Now, one of the things I actually didn't realize is I was not entirely done in this area, because Magistrix Lariana now has quests for me, so let's go ahead and grab them. Blood Gem Crystals. Kael's Magisters have refined their usage of mana crystals to the point where they can siphon large amounts of energy in a matter of seconds. They can do this by attuning smaller blood gem crystal shards to larger, fully charged ones. Go to Manaforge Benar and obtain one of these shards from a Sunfury Magister and use it to siphon energy from one of the larger crystals. Return to me so that I may study the effects of the aura. Do not worry, any side effects should be temporary. So this is all the way back in Manaforge Benar, so we'll probably be catching up with her for a good portion of this episode. Kick them while they're down. The news you've discovered is fortunate, Drakfu. Not only do you get to waltz into Manaforge Duro unfettered, this also presents a great opportunity to deal a blow to Kael's army. Use the mana creature Assault to your advantage and pick off any Sunfury stragglers you run into. I do not take particular glee in the senseless slaughter of my own kin the way that the Lodian does, but the tactical advantage here is too high to pass up. So she basically wants me to kill off some Sunfury reps over there. So, really quick, we're going to go ahead and get this stuff taken care of and do a quick questing break, so go! Okay, we are back at Area 52, and not too soon enough either, so I don't know what I'm saying, but let's go ahead and talk to Lariana now that we have these quests done.
The eternal sun guides us.
Blood Gem Crystals. Just as I suspected. Exposure to this level of raw energy greatly magnifies our innate addiction to magic. I'm not surprised Kael gets away with what he does. All of his subordinates are basically drunk on this. Kick them while they're down. You've done well, Drakfu. Kael's army will not easily recover from the blow you've dealt today. And then a defector. We've recently been contacted by a Sunfury Magister who wishes to join our ranks and swears he has information we're in need of. We've checked our informants to make sure he's not a double agent, and he checks out. He's stationed at Manaforge Ara, which makes communication difficult. Talk to him and see what he knows. If he's half as useful as he claims to be, we'll be able to put him to good use. Okay, so this is actually a quest that you could also do in Manaforge Ara that I was trying to figure out why I couldn't do when I went through them the first time. And this is why, because I actually needed to get these quests done as well. So, we're going to quickly magic cut back over to Manaforge Ara. Okay, we are back at Manaforge Ara, and there is Magister Theladorn that we needed to talk to. It's about time you showed up. I was beginning to wonder if the Scryers were interested at all. Damning evidence. As you may have noticed, there are servants of the Burning Legion all over Manaforge Ara. Kael'thas has entered an alliance with the Burning Legion. He must have caught wind of Illidan's descent into insanity and switched paymasters accordingly. This is one of the hiccups and plotline in Burning Crusade. We'll get into that in a bit. If the Scryers get definite proof of this, it will give them a considerable political advantage. I know for a fact that the Legion forces of this Manaforge have orders that bear Kael's seal. Get these orders and bring them to Thelodian. Okay, so we need to find 8 of them, and they are basically on demons at Manaforge Ara. So, really quick, I'm going to do a quick resting break while we get these orders. Be right back. Okay, we are back at Area 52 now that we've found the damning evidence. All of the orders from Kael'thas that were on the demons. Let's hand that over to Thelodian. Well, what did Thelodorn have to say? This is big, Drakfu. Very big. Vorenthal is going to want to hear about this as soon as possible. A gift for Vorenthal. I don't want to send you to Vorenthal empty-handed. It's not in my style to be underwhelming. To gain access to Socrethar's seat in the north, we'll need to use his own teleporters locked by Socrethar's teleportation stone. The first half of the stone is in possession of Forge Master Morug at Forge Base Oblivion. The second half is held by the demon Silroth at Forge Base Gehenna. Obtain these and Vorenthal will be impressed beyond words.
Farewell.
So this is actually like a big quest, that is going to take place in Netherstorm, obviously, and we're going to get into it. And it actually does intercede with what we're also doing at the other Mana Forges, so that's even better. But just to quickly touch base on what we had a problem. We had the first, like, lore hiccup with Burning Crusade. We're going to hear a lot about how Illidan was crazy in Burning Crusade, like he was going crazy because of his loss to Arthas. Now we've since kind of retconned that because the novel Illidan and Legion basically say no, he had a plan the entire time. He just reasserted his own priorities of wanting to take out the Burning Legion instead of worrying about other threats. So we're going to hear about these plot hiccups, and that's actually one of the reasons why I don't necessarily like Burning Crusade anymore, because now we have these problems where we're finding out that the demons are a little bit more powerful, but also that Illidan wasn't dealing with issues on Arthas. He was just trying to figure out ways to get to Argus. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and do a quick magic cut while we make our way back to Forge Base, or Forge Camp Gehenna, and we'll go ahead and get these quests done. So be right back. Okay, so now we're back at Forge Base Oblivion. I just wanted to do a magic cut while here. So I wanted to explain that little lore loophole that we're going to have to deal with. I have a feeling a lot of them are going to be in Shadowmoon Valley, where we deal with a lot of Illidan's story for this expansion. The other thing that I wanted to point out was he mentioned an interesting, or Thelodian mentioned an interesting name, Socrethar. If people played Warlords of Draenor, specifically Alliance, then you know who Socrethar is. Socrethar is one of the Draenei that actually betrayed their brethren to the Burning Legion for power. And Socrethar actually does exist in our reality. He's just out in Netherstorm. So we actually are going to unlock a way for us to be able to face Socrethar. Not in the way that Warlords of Draenor did, though. Not where he's like encased in a suit of armor. Instead, it's going to be us against him, mano a mano. And so first of all, we need to take care of Forge Master Morug, and get his half of Socrethar's stone. And that's all we need to do for Oblivion. Now we need to go over to Forge Camp, or Forge Base Gehenna. And we actually have another quest we need to take care of while here. But first, let's go ahead and look for our target. Where is he? Here it is, Silroth. So he's a pit lord. Yay, a pit lord. Now we have the second half. Now here's where it gets interesting, because we actually need to take control of a Forge Lord, I believe. And basically hope that we don't get killed in the process. So basically what we have to do is Hammer Slam, let's see, detonate teleporter, that's the one I want. Detonate the Western teleporter. And then it's probably just best to get rid of them right after. Normally I would magic cut this, but this is not going to take that long, so I'm not too worried about it. Let's see. Oh, nope, I can't do that because I got to wait. I gots to wait. Gots to wait 45 seconds for my control staff to recharge. Crap! Crap, 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 crap. Mental interference. Yay! Destroy that dang thing. Well, that wasn't very helpful for you, now was it? Okay, so that's 2 down. Now the next one I have to wait 45 seconds. A whole 45 seconds. So while I'm doing that, this is actually really cool to me because I actually didn't do the Socrethar quest when I played Burning Crusade the first time. And now that I've done Warlords of Draenor and they actually have story behind Socrethar, he's very interesting. And for the Horde players who are like, well, we know who Socrethar is. You know him because of Hellfire Citadel, but there's a whole storyline in Shadowmoon Valley for the Alliance where you actually discover Socrethar. Or rather, his Draenei name, Otar, and you have to confront him, and then he takes the name Socrethar after, which is really cool. I love that moment, actually. Whoa, no, crap. That's not what I wanted. What the heck happened? Well, great. Now I have to wait 45 seconds again to get another Forge Lord. Might as well clear some space while I'm at it. But yeah, it's back to the kind of the lore hiccup. That's one of the things where I can't really enjoy Burning Crusade as much as I want. And it's just because I don't want to view Illidan as insane. I don't like the fact that they did that to his character and just said, oh no, he's afraid of Arthas. No, Illidan's not afraid of Arthas. And Legion, in my opinion, fixed a grave mistake where we knew that Illidan had other plans in mind. There we go. Alright, go ahead. We'll kill you. And now we have a bunch of quests to turn in. So, let's go ahead and head back over to the Stormspire and turn this quest in, and then we'll bounce over to Area 52. It's just one of those things that Burning Crusade, I think, broke, and Legion is fixing, especially with the Illidan character, because I'm not saying that it's possible Illidan isn't insane. I think he might be, given what he's seen, but I didn't like that as a justification for that's why he was being underutilized in Outland. Okay, let's go ahead and turn this quest in. Teleport this. Is it done? Is it done then? Are the teleporters shut down? Yes. Thanks to you, Drakfu, I'll breathe a little easier. Figure of speech, of course. I suppose you'll want some form of reward now. Well, yes, if you could give me one. Alright, now we're going to have to fly back over to Area 52, so quick magic cut while we do that. Alright, we're back with the Lodian.
The eternal sun guides
Have you obtained Socrethar's teleportation stone, Drakfu? You do not cease to amaze me, Drakfu. Good thing you're on our side. And bwong! Level 73, everybody. Is there going to be enough for us to be able to do in Northrend when we get there? Yeah, there will be. Alright, bound for glory. Now I can properly send you back to Shattrath City. You've uncovered evidence of Kael'thas making pacts with the Burning Legion, and you've got the key to the Overlord's back door. Make sure Vorenthal doesn't topple over with excitement from the news. The old man's getting a bit fragile, if you know what I mean. You'll find him inside the Seer's Library at the Scryer's Tier. Okay, so let's go ahead and head back over to Shattrath to continue this story, which will end up in us taking on Socrethar. So, quick magic cut while we fly back to Shattrath. Alright, we are back in Shattrath in the Scryer's Tier. So let's go ahead and turn this quest in with Vorenthal the Seer, who's like the leader of the Scryers in Shattrath. Let's go ahead and talk to him.
To the Sindori.
There are those who seek to yes, we have actually done this. So, bound for glory. You have no idea what this will mean for the Scryers, Drakfu. You'll have to excuse me while I catch my breath and assess the situation. Turning point. This is the chance we've been waiting for, Drakfu. Not only have we uncovered the evidence we need to show our people who Kael'thas is really working for, but we can prove our strength by defeating his new masters. My frail health prevents me from aiding you in person with this endeavor, but I will offer you an object that will allow me to project my powers across the continent.
The reckoning.
Alright, so now that we have that, turning point is where we need to take care of Socrethar. So with that, unfortunately, that means another magic cut because we got to make our way back over to Netherstorm. So be right back, and then we'll take him on. Okay, so now we're back in Netherstorm, and this is actually Socrethar's seat. So this is where we will summon Socrethar. But first, we actually need to take care of the other parts of this quest. Oh, we actually do. Do we need to use Socrethar's teleporter? I don't even know where we would use it at, but okay. Let me figure this out. Let's see. Use Socrethar's teleportation stone and invasion point Overlord. Okay, so near north of Forge Base Oblivion to transport your party to Socrethar's landing. Once there, use Vorenthal's presence. Okay, so I screwed this up. We'll go ahead and fix it right now. I have a feeling it's this teleporter right over here. Don't ask me why, I'm just guessing. Okay, so we have found what we need. Now, we didn't need to use it, I don't think. Unfortunately, what it was is that we needed to open up Vorenthal's package. So that makes me feel really silly, but okay. Let's go ahead and use all the stuff we need. Which is basically to use Vorenthal's presence.
I don't have a target.
Oh, that's right. So Socrethar's actually already out. I'm going to go ahead and use this. Hi, Socrethar! He has a Sun Eater. That's even better.
I need to get closer.
Hi, buddy. Bye-bye! And there goes Socrethar. He seemed to be harder in the raid. Alright, so now that we have that, unfortunately, that means we do need to take a quick flight back to Shattrath to turn this into Vorenthal. So, magic cut, and we'll be right back.
I'll get something first.
Alright, we are back with Vorenthal the Seer, so let's go ahead and speak with him.
State your business.
Yes, we know that stuff. Turning point. Is it done, Drakfu? Oh, you are an individual of formidable power, Drakfu. The Scryers are fortunate to count you as an ally. As word of Kael's new allegiance spreads, more people will see things our way. The fact that we can claim such a decisive victory against Kael'thas' new overlords puts us in a most favorable situation. I will not forget your deeds. And with that, we actually will get a 109 belt that we don't really care about too much, but
The reckoning is
hey,
ahead.
we at least were able to get this major quest line in Netherstorm done. So now we can move forward in all of the other quests that need to be done in the area. And unfortunately, what that means is now we need to get back to Netherstorm. So we're going to do a quick magic cut, and then we'll be back in Netherstorm. Okay, so we are back in Netherstorm, and wow, that Mana Forge has not had good times at all over the last few decades or however long it's been there. That is Mana Forge Ultras. And so at that point, that's our next questing area that we're going to be going into. Let's go ahead and head down here. I have a feeling we're going to get a couple of Consortium outposts that we can get quests from. But this is going to be our next area to work on in Netherstorm. Oh, and here we go. We actually do have a bunch of them, including Dealer Hazvin. So, the Wind Trader Merritt, let's talk to him. A not-so-modest proposal. From the look on your face, I can tell you are a blood elf who appreciates a good profit. I've built a reputation as dealer in exotic goods, and I'm about to launch a new venture. I need a reliable subcontractor to procure the goods from the Celestial Ridge. First, you'll need to re-energize a teleporter pad. There's a spare power pack in Access Shaft Xeon, which is on the south side of Mana Forge Ultras. The Protectorate is operating in there, so you may be able to follow their traces to your goal. Okay, so we need to get that teleporter pack first, and I'm just going to double-check Dealer Hazen and see if he has anything additional. All things for sale, my friend, large and small. Whatever you need, Hazen will provide. Nope. Triangulation point 1 is all he has. Let's go ahead and talk to Researcher Navud. See what he has. Electroshock goodness. Around the ruined Mana Forge, you will find the runoff of Dementius's handiwork. Seeping sludge occupies the pools that surround Ultris. Directly below these pools, where the Ethereum staging grounds now stand, you will find even more runoff in the form of void waste. The best method of disposal is to use electroshock to break slimes down to globules. Use this elixir to augment your attacks with electricity. The resultant discharge will break up the slimes into their raw form. Destroy the globules. Okay. And this actually has a quest for me, so Flesh Handler Viridius. Stop walking. Okay. Captain Terralius. Captain Terralius took a platoon of soldiers south towards the Ethereum staging grounds 10 days ago. We haven't heard from him or his crew since. Chances are good that they were ambushed and killed, but I'm getting a curious reading from my instruments. I think it's a distress signal, but these things have been wrong before. If Terralius is alive, they're keeping him in one of their prisons. You'll have to locate the prison and open it with a key, probably found on the warden. Okay, so we have him. Any other quest givers here? We have Commander Amir. So, what do you know about ethereals, fleshling? You undoubtedly view us all in the same light, oblivious to the conflicts and struggles between the differing factions. Perhaps it's a time for an introduction. I am Commander Amir of the Protectorate. Also, your only hope of resolving the infestation of both Void Creature and Ethereum in this area.
What are Ethereum?
The Ethereum were the ruling class of Ethereal on my hold world of Koresh. Tragically, we were forced to evacuate Koresh shortly before the Void Lord Dimensius unleashed his Void armies upon the world and utterly decimated all that stood in its way. For this act, the Ethereum vowed vengeance. They have been tracking Dimensius ever since. The Protectorate, however, were not a reaction to Dimensius, we were a reaction to the Ethereum.
I don't understand. What do you mean, Amir?
The Ethereum have grown dark, twisted. Vengeance has become their only recourse, and any that would stand in their way, or not, or not join their cause, are considered enemies. Many saw that the Ethereum were plummeting into madness and left. Several of the Nexus Princes and the Nexus Princes of the Ethereum Council abandoned the Ethereum to form other groups and factions with different goals. The Consortium are one such example of an offshoot group. The Protectorate another.
So what is your purpose?
We feel that the Ethereum are as great a threat to our existence as Dimensius. Both must be stopped.
I think I understand now. Can I help with any of this? The Ethereum and Void creatures are a threat to our survival as well.
What do you know about ethereals, fledgling? Okay, so yes, the Ethereum. Directly south of here, you'll find the Ethereum staging grounds. The Ethereum are there, preparing for something. Perhaps an assault on Ultris. We can't take any chances, though, Monk. Break through their perimeter defenses and take out their training facility. Once you've destroyed their soldiers and Captain Zovax, locate Ethereum Transporter Zeta and use it to establish contact with me to get your next set of orders. Okay, so we now have his quest.
Anybody else?
There might be another one. Yep, Protector Dabiri. Or Professor Dabiri. Recipe for Destruction. Atop Manaforge Ultris lies the tear in the nether that the Void Lord Dimensius came through. That tear provides Dimensius with a link to the Void, rendering him immune to physical harm. If we can get a lock on the conduit that Dimensius is using to keep himself phased out of this plane of existence, we can destroy it and then destroy Dimensius. To do this, we're going to first need you to collect fragments of Dimensius from the Void creatures that he sends out to do his dirty work. Okay. And then that's it. That's all the quests that I have.
Yay! We have a bunch of new quests. We can get these done now, can't we? That's going to be awesome.
But unfortunately, we will probably need to wait until Monday because we have actually run out of time. And I actually do need to get some other things done. So, unfortunately, we will need to wait on this until Monday. But thank you guys so much for watching The Tale of Drakfu. Thank you guys so much for continuing to watch all the parts, subscribing to my channel, and all of the other and watching all of the other content that is there. And, of course, we will continue our questing in Netherstorm on Monday. See you guys next time.